Hi, I'm Stephanie Bullis. I'm the wife of Todd Bullis. I feel like God has brought me a long way, and I want to share with everybody where I am today and what He's been working on in our family. I full-heartedly didn't understand God, and I would end up tuning out. I would end up feeling like other things are becoming more important, and so I felt God was just telling me, just be supportive. You're still going to church, you're still doing the things that you feel, just be supportive, Todd. Okay, I can do that. And all this time was, I'm just going to be supportive. I'm the wife that needs to be supportive. Just be supportive. And it was fine at that time, but it kept getting more and more and more, a little, in my mind, more aggressive, more out in your face. Over time, I think I just dealt with it. I felt that Todd is my husband. Todd loves God. I trust that he wouldn't do anything to hurt my family. He loves me. He loves my daughter. He loves his sons. He loves our family. So you can tell yourself that more and more and more and convince yourself it's going to be okay. And you know what? God was in control. The problem is that I didn't understand God, and I did not understand where God was taking us, nor did I want to understand, because it was bigger and scarier than I ever could imagine. And again, here I am going to church, going to my job, coming home. Todd's doing all this wonderful stuff out there following God. He wants to share everything that God's telling with him during the day when I come home from work. And I, for a while, listen, hear it, but God and Todd love me so much that they all saw through it. And I know they saw through it because Todd would stop talking to me about it. And what that did was it built walls between Todd and I. And walls that just kept building. So even though on the surface of everything, we were a happy couple, we were someone who was doing God's will, on the inside, I was hurting. I was troubled because I have this husband that I love dearly that is, at this point in time in my life, is not the man I married. He's not the guy that I thought I was going to live my Christian life with. Again, I'll keep saying this, I did not know God. It was better for me to take my daughter and me and tell Todd that this is not the life I want. I don't want my family in jeopardy. I don't want a husband that is out there getting verbally abused, etc. And we did get kicked out of a church. So there we have now, I don't even have a church to go to. Months and months of where do I belong in God's kingdom? Where do I belong in this marriage? Where do I belong in Todd's life? And God continued to work on me every day. I cried every day. I talked to Him every day. I thought, Lord, this is not what I want to be. You're doing God's will, but I don't like it. I don't like it. It's confrontational. It's something that I'm not comfortable with. I didn't realize how bad it had got until the day that our church kicked us out of church, which in my mind wasn't against the church. It was against, see, Todd, look what you're doing to my family. This is turning into a little bit more than I had thought it would be. So a lot of anxiety, a lot of pressure was going on in me. A couple more years down the road, more bitterness, anger, that this is not where I was hoping my life would end me at. Anger at, I felt that Todd's number one priority was abolitionism. Wasn't my feelings, wasn't my family's feelings, even though that was completely false. It was just because I didn't offer it up. It wasn't his priority. But I did feel a lot of bitterness and anger. And that bitterness and anger took over any kind of blessings that were happening, because we were still being blessed. Even though my feeling of bitterness and angerness was going on, we were still being blessed. So I went from anger, bitterness to very, very painful. And it wasn't painful from what you would expect. It was painful because I knew I had a lot of work. And every day was tears. Every day was working on Stephanie.